So we are not gonna waste any time. Mr. Crotalus tortugensis is ready to rock out. See? Ooh, there we go. Damn, that's a nice strike right there. Look at that. See the venom taking effect? I'm definitely gonna make a slow motion strike with that one, I think. Yeah, that mouse got killed by that venom in a few seconds. See? It's done already. And someone is gonna come on here in the comment section and probably say, oh, that wasn't the venom, that was just the fang piercing the brain or something. I get comments like these all the time, but the thing is, I can assure you it really was the venom taking effect right there. Obviously, when it's delivered into the head or in the neck, it's gonna act so fast that it may seem like some internal organs got damaged or something. But the snakes, they have hollow fangs, you know, to deliver the venom, and they won't bite hard enough to pierce the skull, and they don't need to, because again, the venom is gonna work out pretty much immediately. And even if they bite in the back or in the leg, even I've seen cases where the venom did take effect just like that, and just as quick, so... And next up is the Malayan pit viper. Calloselasma rhodostoma. This is an adult male individual, all the way from Borneo, Southeast Asia. Ooh. Oh, that was a miss. That's quite rare, look at that. He got a mouth full of the substrate, but he is gonna make up for it, I can assure you that. He is locked on again. And he's gonna make sure that he doesn't miss the second time. Usually they never do. Sometimes they do miss once, even though that's quite rare. But they never miss the second time for the most part. He's gonna make sure to get a nice precise strike now in the exact perfect moment. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, that's what I mean. Very nice. Exactly behind the head. At some perfect bite placement, and it allows the snake to hold on to the prey item instead of needing to let go and wait until the venom takes effect. You can start swallowing it the second the rodent gets taken out. And you can nicely see when they hold on to the mouse like that, they like to kind of hold it off the ground a bit. You're gonna see what I mean, or you can kind of see it now already, I think. That's some pretty unique behavior right there from the Malayan pit vipers. The only other snakes that do that are the gaboon vipers and the rhino vipers. And the reason they do it is because, of course, they kind of want to make sure that the mouse does not get any friction from the ground or maybe the foliage below, and don't give the chance to get free from the grip. There you go, you can really nicely see it now. Again, that's the Malayan pit viper Calloselasma rhodostoma. And this is the Borneo locality. They are found all throughout Southeast Asia pretty much, and have a huge distribution that are very common. And they are sometimes also called the Malayan moccasin, because they are pretty much the Southeast Asian equivalent to the North American copperheads and water moccasins. However, they aren't too closely related to them. They are actually in a monotypic genus, and they actually lay eggs, different to most vipers. And he's not gonna waste any time. Boom. Well, that was a very energetic strike from Mr. Russels Viper. He always delivers, as he is always a very hungry snake, which is good, of course. He still has plenty of growing still to do. This is quite a young individual, he's just 2 years old now. But he did put on some good size already. And already likes to eat the adult mice with no problem, as you just saw there. And the second it got thrown in, he was already on it and delivered his strike. And it seems like he is already noticing that the mouse has died already from that venom. Of course, from the Russels Viper you can expect nothing but very efficient venom potency. It's gonna turn your blood into a bit of pudding so quickly. It's gonna have its dinner served in just a moment. See? Oh, he's gonna start swallowing it already. And I think I'm actually gonna film him swallowing that mouse now as well, because not only does he make a quick process with killing the mouse, he usually swallows it pretty quickly too, but I am gonna do a bit of sped up footage, I think. So I'm gonna do a new voiceover, since this is now 5 times speed. So a little bit faster to keep the flow with the videos, but he is gonna be very fast in swallowing that mouse anyway. And as you just saw there, he also took no time in finding the head of that prey item to swallow it correctly. Which is quite interesting. Sometimes certain individuals will check the back end and the front end countless times and take almost like half an hour to finally start swallowing it, but he goes to feeding right away. Pretty interesting. But isn't he just a stunning looking snake with that very nice complex pattern? You can see me kinda keeping my distance though at that point with the camera. When he's getting close to finishing with that meal, you don't want to get too close to a Russels Viper, of course, with your fingers. There we go. Mr. Crotalus pifanorum is ready to... oh, there we go. And that mouse, it isn't even twitching or anything. It may be dead already. It was so fast. It might be one of the fastest kills I've ever seen. That mouse apparently passed away the second it got bitten. That's kinda insane, huh? And he did hold on to it, which he doesn't usually do. Look at that fang right into the, not really in the neck, but in the kinda upper back part, it seems. Very interesting. I gotta love the Crotalus pifanorum. A wonderful species of neotropical rattlesnake. The most venomous rattlesnakes of all. With their mostly neurotoxic venom. There aren't much pit vipers that compare with that venom level at all. There may be some which can deliver a bite that is just as bad, but I think drop for drop, the neotropical rattlesnakes may be the most venomous pit vipers of all. Or at least certain species of them. And next up is another male snake. This is the Crotalus cerberus male. Adult specimen too. I think only found male specimens this video so far, but whatever, you know, his girlfriend I think already. Ooh. There was a nice strike from him as well. There we go. But what I wanted to say is more subscribers probably know the female Crotalus cerberus specimen already too. They are actually not even blood related, different to, for example, the copperhead pair that I have, which are brother and sister. And I think the 2 cottonmouths might be blood related too, but you know, these two, they, the 2 Crotalus cerberus, I mean, they aren't related at all. They were born in different years from different, entirely different litters, and I'm definitely looking forward to maybe breeding them in the future as well. They definitely are at the size right now where breeding could certainly be possible, I think. Like he's around 3.5 years actually older. He's around 4 years old now. And the female is even a bit older, if I remember correctly, but I need to look at my notes. There we go, but he took out that mouse already. It's gonna be a nice little snack for him. Oh, there we go. Saw that yawn right there. Obviously, they're not really yawning in the actual sense of that. They're more like getting the fangs back in place and the jaws after a bite. Very nice. This is the Crotalus cerberus, commonly called Arizona black rattlesnake. Even though he is not really black looking at the moment, they are able to change color, as I told already. So let's see here. Boom. It's the black-tailed rattlesnake right there. And he doesn't waste any time either. He's a big adult male. Crotalus ornatus, and you just saw there the second the mouse got thrown in, he woke up from just sleeping there curled up and delivered a strike pretty much right away. And that mouse is feeling the venom already, I think. The black-tailed rattlesnakes are actually somewhat mild in venom. Oh, look at that. Some death rolls from that mouse. Let's put it next to the snake. There we go. I think that's about to be it for that rodent. Very nice. Look how beautiful he looks. Also very interesting patterning going on. Now since he's curled up like that, you can't really see his nice pitch black tail. That gives the species that common name, of course, but you do need to keep in mind that there are actually several species of rattlesnake that are called black-tailed rattlesnake. They all are closely related to each other, at least to some extent, but the classic black-tailed rattlesnake would be the Crotalus mollussus. And there were a lot of subspecies recognized, and some of these subspecies were elevated to species status. And I think the Crotalus ornatus was one of them. There we go. Yeah, that mouse is still moving its head a bit, but I think we can leave it with him now. So he can have his meal in peace. He usually takes his time to start swallowing it. Very different to, for example, Mr. Russels viper you saw before, who starts eating right away. He just lets the dead mouse kind of lay around in his cage for sometimes half an hour or longer until he decides that he wants to swallow it. Pretty interesting how they all have kind of different habits when it comes to feeding as well. Ooh, and we're gonna get a nice yawn from him as well. I waited for that. Absolutely wonderful. I definitely can recommend the Crotalus ornatus to all the other venomous snake keepers. They are pretty interesting snakes, and also just easy to take care of as any other rattlesnake, besides of course keeping in mind the safety issues, but he isn't actually too bad. The keeper who had him before me, oh look at the mouse passing out. What I wanted to say, the keeper who had him before me told to me that he did have a bit of a bad attitude and would strike a lot, especially in his cage, but I don't find him to be that bad of an animal to work with at all. The thing is, the same was also with the male Crotalus cerberus. The keeper who had him before also told me that he was an aggressive specimen, but you know, I can't really confirm that at all, at least from the time he has been with me. I personally think most snakes aren't aggressive at all. You know, they're actually pretty timid creatures if you get to know them properly. And last but definitely not least is Mr. Pygmy rattlesnake. Ooh. There we go, he also struck the mouse already. Very nice. Yeah, you probably know him from a bunch of my other videos. Showed him many times before on the channel. Actually had a female specimen for him as well, but he was actually his sister, so I didn't plan on breeding them for that reason, which made me sell her actually because I didn't have too much space at the moment, and I really do regret that decision. Like I had to decide which of the both I'm going to sell, and I kept the male one because he was looking a bit more beautiful and also is more easy to work with compared to the female, which never liked staying on the hook and also had a bit of a tendency to jump out of the cage and act very nervous around me, even after all the time I had her. So I did sell her eventually, but again, I really do regret it. Same thing with the male prairie rattlesnake that I had. Even though these are all species I already have a specimen from, and even a blood-related one, I really do feel bad about it, giving them away. And I even thought about buying the female pygmy rattlesnake back, but I sold her to an Italian keeper, and he drove all the way to Houten Expo in the Netherlands to pick it up from me. And now he's so far away, or she is so far away, the snake, that I'm probably never gonna get her back. Well, there we go. Just had to make sure that he stays inside there for a moment. And the thing is, I get even more mad at myself for that now, because I also got that striped morph pygmy rattlesnake, and he turned out to be a male. So I actually would have had a non-blood related male for her, and even would be able to produce some nice striped morph baby pygmy rattlesnakes. But again, what can I do? She's sold now. Not gonna get her back, and I have to live with it. Maybe I'm gonna get another female pygmy rattlesnake in the future. We're gonna see.